Now, there seems to be sufficient grounds to suggest that the so-called International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, or ICIJ, are expending tremendous resources to undermine the financial services sector of the British Virgin Islands and that of other offshore jurisdictions. They are targeting the financial services industry by intentionally published private corporate documents. The ICIJ published the now infamous Panama Papers obtained from the firm Mossack Fonseca, which has an office here in the British Virgin Islands. According to BBC, the Panama-based Mossack Fonseca says the firm was a victim of a hack. It was not an inside job, and that the company had been hacked by servers based abroad. On April 3rd, ICIJ featured the BVI heavily in their report, which it claims exposes the offshore holdings of 12 current and former world leaders, among others. Now, on April 5th, the government of the British Virgin Islands responded to the ICIJ recurring attack on the financial services sector. The BVI government said it is very concerned by the issues that the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists report raises, particularly regarding alleged abuse or misuse of BVI structures.
This afternoon, I am pleased to announce that after several rounds of technical discussions and exchanges between the BVI and the United Kingdom law enforcement authorities since the 2015 Joint Ministerial Council, the government of the British Virgin Islands and the UK government have reached an agreement to enhance cooperation between our respective law enforcement authorities in the fight against international financial crime. Earlier today, I have agreed to sign an exchange of notes on beneficial ownership with the United Kingdom that builds on a successful existing relationship and the daily exchanges between the BVI and the UK law enforcement authorities who remain in regular contact. The agreement also bolsters the BVI's ongoing international cooperation with other jurisdictions around the world, particularly fellow members of the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Units, and is complementary to the jurisdiction's good standing in meeting our international commitments on tax, transparency, and anti-corruption under FATCA, OECD, FATF, and the United Nations. In effect, we have agreed on the principles and process for improving information exchange with the United Kingdom. The exchange of notes also meets our JMC Communique 2015 commitments with the United Kingdom, in which we agreed to further developing a timely, safe and secure information exchange process to increase our collective effectiveness for the purpose of law enforcement in relation to beneficial ownership. The BVI's long-standing commitment to international standards on tax and transparency, our robust regulatory regime, and enhanced cooperation with the United Kingdom underscores our continuous efforts to maintain the integrity of the international financial system. As Premier Minister of Finance, I can assure the public and our international partners that the BVI will remain a jurisdiction of the highest integrity and a reliable international partner. As an international finance center, the British Virgin Islands have always prided ourselves on robust regulation in maintaining the integrity of our jurisdiction and doing our part to maintain the integrity of the wider international financial system in which we operate.
Government says in the wake of the reports, it will pursue a thorough investigation through the BVI's competent authorities, and further action will be taken where necessary.
I'm aware that the competent authorities have initiated an investigation process. I will take action where necessary. The BVI always actively investigates issues of non-compliance. In fact, we work with foreign competent authorities to detect, prevent, and prosecute illegal activities. This is important to us because we want to ensure that our laws are enforced and action is taken transparently when we identify wrongdoing. We continue to play a constructive role in the furtherance of international transparency, information exchange, and anti-money laundering initiatives at the highest level.
The April 5th government statement on the recent attack on the BVI's financial services sector said BVI's regulatory regime is rigorous and it adheres to every initiative of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, and the Financial Action Task Force, FATF, as well as other international standard-setting organizations.